Greece is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It is the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and of course the Olympic Games. It is surrounded by the Aegean Sea on the east and the Mediterranean on the south. It's made up of a mainland and over 1,000 islands. Today, Greek Americans will be marching up Fifth Avenue in traditional costumes, carrying the blue and white Greek flags as they celebrate Orthodoxy, Hellenism, and 185 years of independence. The parade is hosted by the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. For more than 75 years, this group has promoted the preservation of their traditions from generation to generation. This way, architecture, politics, and philosophy that began in ancient Greece will continue, and along, of course, with family traditions that are so very rich. Join us today on Fifth Avenue as My9 presents the 85th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, a celebration of this glorious land and her people. And welcome, everybody. We are so excited. The 85th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade live from Fifth Avenue in New York City. Ernie Anastas and Nicole Petalides. One more time, Nicole. Here we are.
I love it. I love it. We are so excited to be here. Ernie and I are here again with all of you. Everybody is lining the streets. The floats are set up.
We have a lot of floats, too. Almost 50 floats this year. And as we know, so many families and friends are here gathered. They're going to celebrate everything, okay? We're going to talk about our cultural heritage, our religious freedoms. We're going to be talking about all these issues, including interviews with a number of people joining us here in the booth.
No doubt. We have a slew of people. We have grand marshals ready to go, including Honorable Mayor Bill de Blasio and many others that are lining the streets. And it turned out to be a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and that's what we like.
Nick is responsible for all of this, right? Because I was teasing him on the news Friday, and I said, Nick, we have to have great weather for the parade. And he said, Ernie, guaranteed it's a little chilly, but it's going to be okay, right, Nick?
That's absolutely right, Ernie. It is just a fabulous day. We got the rain and the snow out of here. The sky today is about as blue as it gets in Greece during the summertime, so we're going to have a lot of great fun here on Fifth Avenue. We got Alpha Orchestra. They're playing some the traditional Greek songs that you'll be hearing throughout the parade, of course, and that's also going to allow for a little bit of dancing. Opa! Sort of a rite of passage, too, of watching the young children come through and march in the parade today. So a wonderful, wonderful time. I want to say a quick hello here to one of our special guests that's coming through, Senator Chuck Schumer. Welcome, Senator. Good to see you. Yasu.
It is great to be here. I love the Greek community, and I wrote into the immigration bill a provision that would allow many more Greeks to come to America. With all the trouble they have, people want to come. People say, why do you want more Greeks in America? I say, because I love America. The more Greeks there are in America, the better America.
And I would second that thought, exactly. So we appreciate your support. I know you come out here every year, so enjoy the parade.
I never miss. It's a great parade. We have the largest Greek community in America, in the New York area, and we're proud of it.
And we thank you for your support. Senator, have a great day, okay? Thanks for stopping by. Well, you know, who else is with us today is none other than my colleague, Mike Woods. Mike is on the other part of Fifth Avenue here. Mike, Opa, you ready to have a good time?
Opa, Kalispera, absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic day again. I don't know how many years I've been out here. Pretty much every year, I'm one of the family out here, and the parade is just now beginning, and it's going to be so much fun. As you mentioned, bright blue skies, beautiful weather, such great food and culture to celebrate the Greek community here in New York City, and I get to interview Elena Kamporis from My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. You know she plays the daughter. She's coming up here on the floor in just a little bit, and I can't wait to meet her. She's fantastic, and it's going to be a great day. So, again, great to be a part of it. Ernie, Nicole, I mean, does it get any better than this?
No, it doesn't. Mike, your Greek has gotten really fantastic.
Yeah,
he's learning new language, Kalispera, Kalimera. You have it all down pat, Mike.
Wait, but Ernie was already trying to teach Mike a phrase. Tell him the phrase.
Zito Ielas.
He's got it. I got it.
Good man, Mike. Hey, we want to remind everybody, too, we're on the air, of course, on My9. If you would like to, you can go to my9nj.com, and that way it's live streaming all over the world, so you can join us wherever you happen to be.
And we have the Federation of Hellenic Societies walking as well. We see them lining up there to ultimately begin the parade, though we already saw the mounted color guard, which had the officers and the horses, which always is part of my favorite. I always love the New York Police Department and all that they they do.
They're always here and very responsible. And, you know, we were talking about how many wonderful things are happening today. We're celebrating so much of our heritage. And I think that it's also important as we look at these floats. So many communities from the tri-state area, the backbone of our church, all the Philoptochos, as you mentioned earlier, and also the Goya and all of the factors that make up our communities. And they are here. They are proud to be part of this. Let's listen to the national anthem right now. All right, our national anthem, of course, and there's such a warm feeling here. I believe that our Greek national anthem is about to be played next. Our Greek national anthem.
Bravo.
Absolutely,
right? Wasn't that beautiful? I enjoy the American National, USA national anthem. I mean, it just gives me chills to hear both of them side by side like that. I truly enjoy that moment very, very much. And I hope you're all singing at home.
Yes, you can see our Greek flags here. We also have the American flag next to us. You know, it's a great celebration all day long. And we also want to congratulate the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, Peter Galatoulas, who is the president. He's and his whole crew, they've done a tremendous job putting this parade together along with John Katzimatidis and the rest of the staff. And it's a lot of work. It takes a whole year to plan this, and here we are today.
That's right. And now we're taking a look here at the Greek flag, 9 stripes, Eleftheria ή θάνατος, right? That when you talk about freedom or death, when they talk about all the years trying to free up from the Ottoman Empire, and you see the blue and white representing purity, the blue, the seas, and you, of course, you have the cross, right? Obviously for our Greek Orthodox and our religion.
Well, you know, we are going to be seeing a lot of the blue and white today, a sea of blue and white as we continue to look down Fifth Avenue. Coming over here this morning earlier.
I hear the F zones, too.
Okay, the F zones, are they passing by? Here they are.
Don't miss the F zones.
These are the presidential guards, the F zones, elite corps of military soldiers. They were founded 1868. That's about 148 years ago. And today it's character, purely ceremonial and monuments. And of course, we're proud that they are part of us today.
All right, now we have the Honorable Mayor Bill de Blasio joining our own Nick Gregory right there on the street. Nick?
Yes, Nicole and Ernie, we're very happy to have the mayor. Mr. Mayor, welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations on being a Grand Marshal of the parade this year.
This is a wonderful honor. I have to tell you, the Greek community of this city is filled with joy today. And I love being a part of it. It's an honor to be a part of it. But I've noticed every year this is a joyous occasion. Because this community has so much to celebrate.
And that's what I was going to say, you know, as mayor of New York City, the melting pot that it is. And when you look at the Greek American community, what does that mean for New Yorkers and your viewpoint?
let's face it, Greece contributed so much to the world, the foundational ideas about democracy and civilization, and that's the first thing we have to think about. We wouldn't be who we are without what Greece gave to this world, but also Greek Americans. They've been entrepreneurs. They've been energetic parts of making New York City a great place and America a great place. I think of a community that is vibrant and strong, but also, I have to say, a joyful community, because there's such pride. There's amazing pride, and it keeps being passed on from generation to generation. So
well, we're so happy to know that you feel that way, and that you again be a part of our special day here on Fifth Avenue. Got a beautiful day for it.
A beautiful day. I had the honor of just helping the young people carry the flag that flew over the Acropolis. What an honor that was. So I think, you know, there's a reason why we're all celebrating today. There's something great about the Greek people and the Greek American people.
And the mayor and I were just talking prior to going on here, and as the F zones were passing by the palace guards, I said to the mayor that you're tall enough to be an F zone.
That'll be my next job.
There you go. Well, thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations again, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Ernie and Nicole, back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Nick.
We're looking here at Aristotle, right there, the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, and there's the crew there.
And the bands continue to march as we salute them. Right behind them, we're going to be seeing the New York City Police Department ceremonial band. Very nice, organized back in 1991. And they have a lot of different things going on, by the way. They have jazz and school programs. I love what they do. They teach children about different styles of jazz music. And these are all full-time working police officers. Participating in that band is voluntary. We thank them for being a part of our program today.
And as we watch them march down, we should also note that we have the New York City Police Department, the Fire Department, Hellenic Medical Society, the lawyers, and everybody, Goya, Philoptokos, Joy, all of the communities that get together, Ernie.
You know, many years ago, I was honored to be honored by the St. Paul's Society. This is the Hellenic American Eastern Orthodox Officers, a wonderful organization, and I just really can't say enough about them. They aim to increase the knowledge and understanding of the Greek Orthodox faith. It's a very charitable organization. They get involved in so many religious and community events, and they really strive for what we know is so important, Nicole, and that's to be positive and to be a good moral force within law enforcement and the community at large. So our hats off to the St. Paul's Society today.
And
we're having a great time, aren't we?
No doubt, we certainly are. And when we think about our Greek heritage and we look back to the philosophers and all of the Olympics and architecture and all the Greek words, which we also know. But I was just looking at the list of some of the famous actors.
Oh, yes.
Tina Fey, Zach Galifianakis, Nia Vardalos, right? That's a big one.
And we go back to Telly Savalas, and we can't forget Olympia Dukakis, who's also a good friend. I bet she's watching right now, because I know she's such a fan.
And she comes to a lot of the Greek events as well, here in New York.
She's very active, you know, she's very involved. But, you know, you're right about that. I mean, everything that we celebrate, look at this young face here waving his flag with the police officers. You know, we talk about philosophy, too, you know, of ancient Greece. So many contributors to our world. Socrates and Aristotle, Plato, of course, some of the best known. And I remember always talking about Socrates when I was in school. The unexamined life is not worth living. I was so proud to be able to say a lot about him and some of the others that made such good contributions to our country and to the world.
Just passing there, the New York City Corrections Department Hellenic Society, and they actually have a monthly meeting every month to obviously embrace their Greek culture, and I think that's pretty nice.
Very nice. You know, there are so many activities that we know from being a part of our own communities, things that go on a day-to-day basis, and how the priests in these communities work so hard with so many committee members and the women and the children who are all part of their growing communities. It takes a real effort. Look at this young man. See, there's an example, waving his flag. I mean, you know, he's probably going to Sunday school, probably part of, you know, maybe being an altar boy like I was, and you are also involved with the choir at your church.
We always say that Ernie always promises to show us the picture of him when he was a small boy, right? What were you wearing?
I'm still a small boy.
I
had my F-zone on. I wore the fustanella. I had the fustanella on, and I wore the tsarouchia, as they're called. I remember wearing those. Of course, a lot of kids in my neighborhood would look at me and say, what are you doing? And I had to explain. But, you know, as you mature, as you grow up, you realize that so many ethnic groups, you know, have the culture that they have to share. And as you grow older, you realize how important that is to your life, you know, back then and also today, and what you pass along to your children.
And now we're taking a look here at the New York Fire Department. Always so proud of their service. And we see them right there, the New York Fire Department, the Hellenic Society there. And the badge combines the two concepts, listen to this, of the Fireman's Irish Cross with an ancient Greek warrior's helmet.
Well, we're saluting so many of our New York City departments here. The Corrections Department is passing us by. We did a nice interview. Dick Gregory was talking to Mayor de Blasio, one of our Grand Marshals today, and very happy for the kind words that he had about the Greek community. I think that's always nice when we are able to see many of our dignitaries, and there will be several here today marching and probably stopping by our booth or by Nick Gregory to talk. You know, the whole thing here that we have always talked about is something called philotimo. Philotimo. This is a respect for oneself and for others, dignity and honor. I think that's what you're seeing today. You know, in a quiet way, as you walk by and as you see so many of the faces that are here at this parade, this is what it is. It's the hospitality that we take from our home, we bring it outside, and then we bring it back into our home. That's a big part of our culture.
And Mayor de Blasio actually talked about the big Greek community here, and Chuck Schumer noted that we were the biggest group here as far as where the Greeks congregate. And these values are instilled from the time that children are very young. They have to have a great work ethic. Education is very important to Greek families. And respect, you know, respecting the elderly and fighting forward as far as working hard and making a difference. And it's not just about yourself, but giving back to the community as well.
You're right. And on the note of education, that's so important. Families know the value and how important it is to make a better life. And that's why many of the immigrants came to this country to do that. Yaya and Papu, the early pioneers. The fire department is coming by with their Dalmatian. I love dogs. Hi, everybody. Hi.
So proud.
Look at these wonderful faces.
One of our Grand Marshals today, we mentioned Mayor Bill de Blasio. We also have the Honorable Kyriakos Mitsotakis, the member of the Greek Parliament, Congressman John Sarbanes, and also we have Specialist Alex Skarlatos. Now, he stood in there on that train and stood up and took on the gunman with a few others and received medals from the U.S., from President Obama and Francois Hollande. And so that's a big
hero, but a very humble hero, too. We heard so many of the interviews and how he responded to that and said, I was there. I just did what I had to do.
And the last Grand Marshal, we can't leave him out, Dr. Spiros Spireas. So we really have a great group today.
Speaking of a great group, our John Katzimatidis, our parade chairman emeritus, he's also here with us. He's the CEO of the Red Apple, a great benefactor of our church, always doing such great things for the community, whether it's the Greek community, everywhere, John, you're there, and we thank you for being here and sponsoring this program.
Well, it's a great day. I woke up this morning, it was 31 degrees. I said, oh my God. And he must have heard me because it got better.
It really did. It really did. So, John, again, you're the sponsor behind this. You're the executive producer. And you make this happen for the Greek community. Why? Is it in your heart? You always tell us about how much this means to you.
Well, you know, the Greek community is a great community. They're very hard-working people. Very few Greek Americans are on unemployment. Very few on welfare. They go out there and they work 2 jobs to pay the rent. And they deserve to be recognized. And if I could help a little bit, I'd love to help. That's why I'm doing this.
And John, we have been presenting this parade, as you well know, for several years. What kind of feedback do you get when people watch the program and after it's all over? What do you hear about the response?
I hear nothing but accolades. People love it because we broadcast it not only online that goes all over, it also is on the internet that goes worldwide. So we're getting worldwide coverage of this parade, and it's just people love it. People didn't have an opportunity to come and stand on Fifth Avenue, get to watch it, and it's a great event, and people are proud.
Let's talk about your radio show, John. We're proud of you because your radio show has really taken off. It's here in the Tri-State. It's in Washington, D.C. How's that going?
It's going great.
970, right?
Yeah, 970, yes, a.m.
We have the #1 show on Sunday mornings on a talk show, and we get everybody who's anybody. We've had Prime Minister Tony Blair, we get Schumer, we get Vice President Quayle, Vice President Cheney, we get everybody. And my philosophy is it's not about being a Republican, not about being a Democrat. It's about being for America and doing what's best for America. And that's what I really believe in.
And I know you look forward to that program, John. As you mentioned, you have a lot of wonderful guests. And I think the important thing is the variety and the range of guests that you have in that program.
Both
you talk
sides.
about so many issues as well.
Right.
Everybody has the right to be heard. And once in a while I get a complaint, oh, that person's no good. I said, probably you might be right, but they have the right to be heard.
That's right.
That's what America's all about.
Absolutely.
I think you're fair and balanced. That's what I think.
to borrow something from one of our famous networks.
A little Fox
A little
slogan
plug
there.
I know.
But I wanted to also ask you about your family, Margot, Andrea, John Jr.
Margot and John Jr. are on our float, and you'll be seeing them in a little while. Andrea had to go to Florida, so we lost her this year.
Oh, we'll miss her, but she's here in spirit. I know that. Your family is so very much involved, and you and Margot, of course, are appearing everywhere. Every time I turn around, John, you're at some event.
And so philanthropic as well.
And not just for the Greek-American community, but for everybody. I know you're involved with the Police Athletic League and so many other organizations. Tell us about that, too, John.
The Police Athletic League helps children of the inner cities of New York and our neighborhoods, the whole 5 boroughs. And we have to save these kids. We can't save every one of them. But if we could save 10% of them or 20% of them, then, you know, our hearts feel good. And that's what it's all about. Mr. Morgenthau has been working for 50 years trying to help these kids. And we commend him, too.
You know, John, here we are. We're in New York City celebrating this parade, but certainly we're thinking about the motherland, Greece, and some of the difficulties that they're facing right now, whether it be economic or some of the problems with migrants. I think that, you know, we're thinking about Greece, and our hearts are going out and trying to help them in any way we can. We know there are a lot of groups that support them.
There's such a problem there. There's an economic problem created over the last 30 years, and the European community and the Germans want them to solve the problem in 2 or 3 years. And that's not doable. But somebody that has common sense should sit down and say, let's solve the problem over 20 years. And that's doable.
We also were watching Miss Greek Independence. We don't want to leave that out. She went by a short time ago. And there she is right now, Miss Greek Independence.
You know, what happens many times is that, you know, we have so much activity going on. People are passing us by. We do want to recognize everyone. And Miss Greek Independence certainly has a lot to offer. She is very...
Maria Vasiliki Efaraikis. And her family comes from Crete, or at least her father comes from Crete.
And she's very close to her family as well. And I know that, you know, when you have a good representative like her and so many other young people, John, you know, we talk about role models and how important it is to have role models, particularly for our young people, to be able to look up to those people who are giving us leadership, direction, and what we really need to hand down.
What I try to tell these kids when I meet them is to aim high, because I came from Harlem and 135th Street. My father never made more than $100 a week. And, you know, and I made it. And I say to them, I made it. You could make it, too.
What do you think about young people today? You know, they are trying, but many times, you know, they're forced into, you know, changing direction because of economic reasons, and, you know, they just can't get that job. People are looking for that opportunity. It's not easy sometimes.
Well, they all need mentors.
Yes.
Right.
If we could find a bunch of business people that will put their left arm or right arm around a child to mentor that person, that will help that person a great deal.
An education. So
the education system needs improvement. And I spoke before LaSalle High School Academy a few weeks ago. 98% of their kids go to college, where the New York City high schools, only 65%.
Right.
Only 65% graduate.
I wanted to ask you about your family. When you think about your mom, your dad, and your Greek heritage, what does being Greek mean to you, John?
I don't know. You know, especially the land we're from, I think they made us a little bit tougher because our fathers were tough. And I tell people about World War II, and I'm sure my numbers are not right, but I tell them that one Greek division held off 6 Nazi divisions in World War II, which made the difference in World War II. So numbers are something like that.
You know, what's important, too, is to be able to share a lot of these personal stories, John. You're talking about mentoring. And, you know, there's room for that, to be able to help our young people with their careers, but also orally. I think it's important to speak to our young people. And we do it in our homes, but there are other ways that we can also do that to make sure that they understand what their rich heritage is about and how they can continue to pass that along to future generations.
Absolutely correct, and that's what we have to do.
I think that the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund also plays a great role in that, in really trying to guide the young people and give them the opportunity, especially if they need a little financial assistance as well, to really reach those goals. You have the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund as well.
It also gives them the opportunity to meet other kids their age. And some of us never had that opportunity. And I think it serves that purpose besides sending them to school.
But, John, you know how things go in our business, right? You do one thing, and then they always ask, so what about next year, okay? What can we expect next year? Any thoughts, any plans for our next parade?
Well, I think we should talk about it, and I think we should make it bigger. I know religious freedom is very important.
Yes, it is.
What's happening in Europe is horrible. I can't see how the European community can allow the borders to be open like that. And the problem is a lot of refugees are thrown upon Greece.
John, take a look at the screen there, John.
Yeah,
we
there
see
the
John Katsimatidis radio show and your round table.
Is that my wife there or what?
I believe so. I think I see Margot there.
I'm taking a look there.
Well, Margot is there, I think.
There's Margot in the front.
And how about my son?
Yeah.
I see Margot
John
in the front.
Jr.
And
Andrew, you said is
there's
missing
John
today?
Jr. right next to Margot. I do see them. They are right in the front. Margot's, I think she's tossing out something there. The Hellenic Times Scholarship Foundation, we see that on there as well. And the Olympics, the rings of the Olympics, which of course we always think of the Olympics, the modern Olympics, which began in 1896, but traced back all the way to 1776 BCE.
There's Tony LoBianco, too. Hey, Tony. Hi, guys.
Okay, they are
What a happy group.
This
from the Scholarship Fund.
This is like Greek Mardi Gras.
Right. We're getting
Greek Mardi Gras.
here.
We're getting necklaces and candy from the Katsimatidis radio program. Sundays, 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Everybody's Greek today, John.
AM 970. We love that. I'm glad your float went by right when you were here.
We never even planned it that way. And we got Curtis Lewa.
Oh, Curtis Lewa, of course, of the Guardian Angels. Curtis Lewa of the Guardian Angels, always leading the road there.
Either that or protecting my wife.
I'm sure he is. He's a great guy. And, you know, we have a lot of friends of the Hellenic community. And, you know, we also noted before the Cathedral of Holy Trinity of New York. They were passing by. And that's such a great church, great cathedral. Their cathedral school, very unique. The co-educational independent schools in New York City. Also, we want to talk about St. Basil's Academy. They do such tremendous work, financially supported by AHEPA and Daughters of Penelope organizations and individuals. So our hats off to the Cathedral of Holy Trinity, Cathedral School, and St. Basil's Academy.
And the Epirotis float right there celebrating 100 years.
You know who else?
Congratulate them.
We do. As we were talking, I got a nice wave from the Hellenic Lawyers Association, a terrific group. And they provide, 4 decades to establish work and networks of attorneys of the Hellenic descent. Great opportunities for professional development. So we salute the Hellenic Lawyers Association joining us today. There are a lot of organizations like that.
That's absolutely Hellenic Lawyers. We have the Medical Association as well. But we're always thankful to our sponsors as well. We always have to make sure to note some of them. And throughout the program, we'll do exactly that. Right?
And you have to remember one thing. All these lawyers, all these doctors, Hellenic doctors, Hellenic lawyers, their fathers were waiters and furriers, and they worked hard to send their children to get a great education to become lawyers and doctors.
Very true, John.
Check that out. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 and the famous Elena Kampouris, who plays the daughter of Mia Vardalos.
And she's on there with Mike Woods. Hey, Mike, take it away. Tell us about what's going on there.
All right, I am here in a family of fun. My big fat Greek wedding too. We have Elena Kamporis here, and your whole family, and your big fat Greek
It
family.
truly is. I've got my babu here, all my cousins, showing some real Greek pride today.
I love it. I mean, what does this day mean to you? This is fantastic.
It is absolutely everything. And this is so patriotic to be here promoting Greek wedding, which is like, it's everything for us. We're ecstatic. It's amazing.
Very good. So I'm trying to find it. Ah, there we are. so now your family is here. They're from Greece, and you have you have a huge family here.
I know. We've got everybody here. We are bringing the Greek pride.
Greek pride, big time.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my babu.
Babu?
Yes, my grandpa. Yes.
Very good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm going to be going to Greece this summer.
Well, where are you going?
I know the only one that I know that I'm going to is Mykonos. But is there any other place that I should be going to?
I'll give you my email. You can...
I love it, Babu. Very good, very good. And who's the rest of your family here?
This is Madeline.
Madeline, very good. How are you, Madeline? Are you enjoying the day today?
Good. You having a good time, Madeline? Say
Good. Opa! Tikanis. I got to pick up on my Greek a little bit before I get there. But Elena, thank you very much. All the best with the movie. It's fantastic. You're so cute. Your family's fantastic.
Excellent.
Gotta love Greece. And Zito Ilas. Nicola and Ernest. Zito Ilas.
Thank you very much, Mike. Elena's adorable. I mean, I love hearing about her family. She's so proud. I was reading about on her mother's side, her French grandmother hails from Labrie. Her grandfather is Irish, Scottish American, so she appreciates her French American heritage as well.
And her yaya is from Kefalonia. This is on her father's side, so she's half French and half Greek. So her yaya is from Kefalonia, her papu is from Dassos, and she's 18 years old. She lives here in New York City now, grew up in New Jersey.
You know, the wonderful thing, John, and I know as you're listening to us, the great thing I've always said about New York, it is the whole world in one city. It's all here.
I think the mayor says 185 different people, and that's a lot of people.
Absolutely. John, we want to thank you very much, as always, for joining us here in our broadcast booth. Congratulations on all the good work that you do every year, year in and year out, and we look forward to another one next year.
And
Thank you, John.
And thank you guys for being here.
Thank you, John.
And God bless.
Same here. Okay, we're taking a break. We'll continue with more of the 85th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade live from Fifth Avenue in New York City right after the break here.
Did you know the Greeks played a very important part in medical history? They were very interested in using scientific observations and logic to figure out what caused disease. I'm Eva Savisaris, a Greek American. When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician to help babies grow into young, healthy children. I will follow the steps of my Greek ancestors.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John and Margot Katzimatidis Family Foundation.
Hi, my name is Demetra Menaris, and my favorite thing about being Greek is going to Greek school every week. And there I learn to read, write, and speak Greek. Happy Greek Independence Day. Zito η Ελλάδα και πάντα περήφανοι Έλληνες να είμαστε.
Okay, we love that little child, and you know, we can all relate to that. I remember being in Greek school. I think the book was Eleni and Taki. It was a book that we always used to read, and I still have the vision of those two characters, and Greek school was so important to all of us. We thank that young child.
Wow, she was really good, right?
She was great.
The good wishes there. And, you know, as we listen to Alpha in the background as well, one of their songs that they're playing today is Ai Lada Sagapo.
We love that. Your Greek is very good, too. It's always nice to practice it on this program, right? You know, John Katzimatidis was with us, and he was talking about working hard. And, you know, the work ethic is deeply ingrained in our culture. It represents the value of one's life to become everything you can be, to provide, and to be able to do philanthropic work. Somebody once wrote a great line, true success is having the ability to help others.
Absolutely. And we saw a couple of floats here. We're looking at the Atlantic Bay. Prior to that, you heard me say a HEPA because I was watching Alpha, but looking at a HEPA. HEPA at the same time. So HEPA, obviously a big organization, and its mission for Greek American charities and causes. And now we're looking at Atlantic Bank, a real community bank that makes it possible for so many Greeks to do business, and also locals to do their business.
You mentioned the HEPA family, and boy, they've been around for some time, and they're being well represented here today. The HEPA family, the HEPA Empire State District 6. We want to make sure we mention the New Jersey District 5, Yankee District 7, Daughters of Penelope, Sons of Pericles, and Maids of Athena.
That's right. And when we talk about all of those things, when we talk about Joy, HEPA, the Greek clubs, etc., and that's what makes it happen. My children play with the Joy at the St. Nicholas, and it's really, they play basketball. And it really is nice. I mean, they get to see a lot of Greek friends, and they enjoy going. Look at that. Ikipros. Of course, my family, my parents are born in Cyprus. My husband's family born in Greece, in Kastoria.
Isn't that nice that you've traveled there, too? You visited the homeland, right?
Absolutely. We had a nice time. We actually took a yacht and went around. We did 9 Greek islands in 7 days. We did Philogandros, Antiparos, Chios, Sifnos, Serifos, Rhodes, and Santorini.
They're beautiful. And when you go to these islands, and we've done that a few times, the people are just so warm, so inviting, and have a good positive spirit, and we like that. And we talked about the difficulties that they're facing now, but, you know, even when you go there today, they're keeping their spirit up, and they're welcoming, you know, thousands of tourists that are coming into Greece right now.
They really are. And, you know, I was actually hearing about tourism for Europe over the summer, and it's actually looking better than you would anticipate. As I know, we've had a lot of issues and terrorism and the like, but they said that the tourism is looking good.
It is.
And that's, I'm very glad to hear that, because Greece is such a beautiful spot. The Amalfi Coast in Italy is all booked up already. So everybody's going to be traveling to Europe. I mean, you should go and enjoy it.
And what's not to like, Nicole? I mean, first of all, you talk about the culture, the history, and the scenery is just beautiful. So many islands, like 1,000 islands, but, you know, there are certainly key islands. And if you go to some of the most important ones, you start to see what's going on there, and you can understand how people feel about their country and how they feel about their land and all of the wonderful things that are happening there right now, besides some of the difficulties.
And there it is, says Zito y Elada, right? And that's what everybody is saying at home. And we're looking here at the Pan-Cyprian Association. That's the dance division. Pan-Cyprian was founded shortly after the invasion of Cyprus, so celebrating its 40 years of fighting for the justice and freedom of Cyprus. Philip Christopher running that. And they have so many divisions. They have soccer, they have the dance division, the women's group, WIN, and many others as well. And this keeps the community together and keeps purpose as well, and bringing culture to the children.
And it does go further out too, Nicole. We've seen so many of the floats coming by, the Hellenic community of Greater Montreal, Canada, serving that area since 1906. So we have, you know, visitors from different parts of our country. There are people here I ran into this morning as I was walking out. They came in from Chicago, and they said that, you know, we celebrate in Chicago as well, but here we are now taking advantage of your Greek parade, which is the largest, and enjoying the great part of New York City that everybody likes. Fifth Avenue, Rockefeller Center, Lincoln Center, and all the great guests that we have on board. How are you, my friend? How are you feeling today?
What a great day for all of us.
What a great day. We're enjoying ourselves. And, you know, I know that you're so excited about being one of the honored guests here and understanding what we are all about. Tell us how your feelings are, Paul, about what the parade means to you and to the fine organization behind it.
Well, I think the first parade that I attended I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I walked down the street in an Evzone costume.
Oh, you did?
I did, with a little fake rifle, and my parents and my grandparents were very proud of that. So it's a beautiful thing to keep the tradition going.
Exactly. John, you know, you are a big part of what we do here every year, and we know that that's a celebration deep in your heart. Your whole family, I mentioned Paul, and you, John, of course, are so much a part of a large family of supporters of this parade and so many other wonderful programs that are sponsored by the Greek Church and the Greek organizations.
Well, my family started in Brooklyn, and we emigrated out to Nassau and Suffolk County. and I think we're going to start coming back to New York City again.
I wanted to ask you about that, actually. First of all, Mr. Sunis is the founder of Gold Coast Bank, right? And we also wanted to talk about your philanthropic endeavors, which includes Stony Brook. I saw that when you talked about Long Island. You're on the chairman of the Stony Brook Long Island Children's Hospital Task Force, and some of your other philanthropical endeavors.
I was the founding chairman of the Children's Hospital at Stony Brook, which started with a handful of doctors, and now there's about 180 doctors, and a spectacular new building is a $500 million complex being built in Stony Brook now. So we are not only taking the care of the needs of our children and the families in and around Nassau and Suffolk County, but it's a tremendous economic generator for the community as well.
What kind of response, John, are you getting from all these programs that you just described?
Well, listen, we're welcoming everybody with open arms, and it's being reciprocated. So when there's a void and a need and we can fill it, we like to do that. We have 4 board members on Gold Coast Bank that are of Greek descent. And with that, we have a tremendous opportunity in the Greek community, which we are fulfilling, to spur economic development.
How so?
Well, one of the things that we did was we founded the Long Island Greek American Chamber of Commerce, which never existed on Long Island. It exists in other parts of the country and New York City as well. But we worked for 6 months to put that together. And this past February, we had our first formal meeting. We have 90 members at that first meeting. And Madeline Singis, our Nassau County Greek District Attorney, was our keynote speaker. So we're very proud of her and of the formation of the group.
John Sunis, you're doing great work. We really respect you for the efforts that you're making, and also the great support team that you have there at the bank and throughout the community.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, John, very much. We're glad to have you here. We're so glad. This is the Investors Bank just went by there, and we saw them all dancing on the float there. And there right now is the Socrates School, the Hellenic community of Greater Montreal.
Yeah, we were talking about how we have visitors from all over the country being here today to celebrate with us.
Look, they have the Canadian flags there. See that?
Yeah.
You see the Greek and Canadian flags.
A great organization coming to us from Montreal. Ethnic pride, you know, everybody seems to be talking about that today since the first immigrants arrived here in the United States. Not very far from here, Ellis Island, and that's another wonderful trip to make with your family. And you can see so much of the stories that are being shared today, finding out the difficulties that they had. A tough decision when you think about leaving your homeland and coming here to the United States. And for many of them, they didn't know anyone. They didn't know anyone here. I mean, think about that. And leaving their country to create a new life for themselves and certainly for their children.
And John Katsimidis is a recipient, the Ellis Island Medal of Honor recipient, as well as Philip Christopher, who's involved with the parade today as well. And my mom. I'm going to throw my mom in there.
Yeah. Hey, Mom.
Fanny
How are you?
Very proud of her and her hard work in the community.
Many comments that I received, too, after our broadcast. We talked to people who have watched this parade, and they are just excited to see the smiles on the people's faces and some of the young people that really make it all of what we're talking about, because they are our future. Love that music behind us. I want to get up and march. We're awaiting...
See, and they have the date on there. It says Zito Yelas, and they have Martio, the 25th, right? And that is the actual day of Greek independence. And we're celebrating it today, but the actual day is March 25th.
Yeah, we have a lot of banks, too, that are here, including the Investor Savings Bank. They have been participating for the 5th year in this parade. We're happy that they're on board. Sometimes we like to mention some of the floats that have either passed by or we may miss them on camera. Pan Arcadian, the Federation of America, Eastern District. We're very pleased that they're here. And also we have the Knights of Vartan, the Armenian fraternal organization. So we are happy that they're part of our unit and part of our celebration every year.
And as we look at this, we're also talking about the fact that Greece is known as the birthplace or the cradle of Western civilization. And we celebrate Greek independence. And President Obama said that America's founding fathers drew upon Hellenic principles to guide our democracy.
Okay, Nick Gregory is joining us once again, and he's got a very special guest, a very familiar face. We'll let him surprise you. Okay, Nick, you're on. Take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Ernie Nicole. Yes, we're happy to have with us again this year Michael Gineris, New York State Senator. And Michael, welcome again to the parade. I know you come out here every year to support the Greek community, and probably like me, you started participating in this parade from young.
I was one of these small kids dressed like the soldiers, the Royal Guard, when I was young. Like we all were, I think, Nick. But it's great to see the next generation doing that now, and those of us who are here working, like yourself, doing a terrific job for our community, and those of us representing the community is just a source of great pride.
Well, that's the thing, and such great memories. I started marching this parade when I was about 6 or 7. My father was a parish priest at the Holy Cross in Bay Ridge, and there's a picture of me dancing or marching with him, with the Greek flag. So as we visit again this year, what are your thoughts on our Greek American community here and your work with the community?
I think we're doing better than ever. I remember when I was elected to the Assembly many years ago, I was the first Greek American elected to office from New York City, and now we have 5 or 6 of us who are marching together, and so we're opening the doors for the next generation and continuing the great New York tradition of immigrant communities coming here and getting involved and then leading. And I'm proud to be a part of that, and we've got a gorgeous day. Thank you for the weather.
Well, listen, I was getting a little nervous. I mean, Ernie and I, we were talking on Friday earlier. We were mentioning that, and I knew it was going to turn out to be great. It's a good thing it wasn't yesterday, or I'd be in big trouble. But, well, thank you again for being with us today, and, regards to your family, and hope to see you again next year.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks a lot, as always.
All right, Mike. All right, Ernie, Nicole, back to you.
Nick, we want to see you doing a little dance sometime today, probably by the end of the broadcast. Dancing is a very important part of our Greek culture.
Twist my arm.
Let's see how we can work that out, Nick, right?
Yeah, we're going to be, I have a feeling we're going to be doing some dancing later on in the show. We're going to be getting up there on that stage and having a lot of fun, because we don't want to miss out on all the fun that some of the people who weren't able to be here today with us are dancing at home.
Yes, yeah, as they say, we are all Greeks, especially today, and Greece is very proud. It's a very proud nation and needs help at this point. We know that. They have our respect, and they certainly have our support, and so many people are paying close attention to what's going on there, and many people are echoing that same feeling that they stand by the Greek people, of course, the cradle of Western civilization.
No doubt, as I think of Greece and I think about them trying to renegotiate their debt, and they have the migrant crisis, and trying to really just pull through.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now.
And sometimes when you go to the islands, you don't even know that there's any sort of economic crisis. From what I understand, the islands are as beautiful as ever, and tourism is such a big part of their revenue for the country.
Right.
And so that's what they need. They need people to go there. I mean, in addition to olives and feta cheese and Greek wine, but they really need tourists to go there this summer.
And I think they're going to have a banner summer, from what I understand. There are so many great things that are happening there. Well, we're being joined live in our broadcast booth right now by His Eminence Archbishop Demetrius. Good to have you here, and we're so happy, Your Eminence.
Thank you for being with us today.
I'm so happy to be once again.
We're back again, which is wonderful. Your Eminence, I know how you feel. Our churches that are being very well represented here today, they are certainly the backbone of what goes on in these communities day in and day out, every Sunday, and all the different programs for young people. They like to hear from you in terms of how you feel and the support that you give them.
And certainly is, and I'm so happy and so proud and thankful to God for being here for my 17th year.
17.
This is my 7th. You can imagine I have an accumulated kind of sensitivity, impression, enthusiasm, thrill, whatever you call it.
Yes, well, many more, many more.
Well, describe that. Describe that a little more. Why is that? What is it? What is so thrilling about it? What parts of it? Is it teaching the young people? Is it spreading the religion? What are the goals here? Why do you come every single year and not miss it? And we're so thankful that you're here.
Well, there are 2 basic things. Liberty and freedom is a central issue for any person living in a state, a city, a community. It's a civil kind of freedom that is enjoyed. But then we have also the freedom as a personal item related to our deep faith. It's freedom from evil, guilt, sin, and finally death. So then if you have all this kind of freedom and liberty, creating a condition of possibility for human life to flourish, and if you are in an environment like that, a sunshine, the trees just starting feeling the spring, how can you not feel enthusiastic?
Absolutely.
We celebrate freedom, we celebrate liberty, we celebrate the big gift of God to us on this day.
It is. And as you travel, Your Eminence, to so many parishes throughout the country, I know you travel around the world as well, but specifically here in the United States and even in the tri-state area, tell us a little bit of your feelings, the feedback that you get from so many parishioners.
Well, I have to tell you, I see it's very strong connection to the traditions, what they knew from the old country, and anthropologically and psychologically.
Right.
I encounter a very important phenomenon. We have sixth generation. Sixth generation, it's a long distance. It's 150 or whatever. Now, these people speak English, feel fully American, but if you connect them in any way with Greek things, in terms of tradition, customs, it seems that everything comes to the surface,
right,
and they become fanatic Greeks.
Yes. I'm always so impressed when I see that too. That
it's amazing.
Yes,
what
it really is.
generation are you, Ernie? What generation
Third.
are you? So you're third generation.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
great grandparents were born where?
Right. Not in Athens, but in Larissa, in that area.
See, I'm first generation. My parents were born in Cyprus, but you're talking about people that were sixth generation.
Absolutely.
And yet they still embrace the culture, the language, the traditions, and the religion.
Well, let me say, here we have a beautiful thing. A few weeks ago in California, in Los Angeles, we have the FDF, Folk Dance Festival. Greek dancing, you have almost 3,000 kids.
That's great.
Fifth, sixth generation.
Wonderful.
Not simply dancing, but chanting, and chanting in the idiomatic Greek of the dance from the area of which they are singing.
And you have to congratulate, you know, all of the families that are promoting that, perpetuating it over this time, and to be able to continue that for future generations. That's a real commitment.
I have to tell you, before congratulate, I was laughing as much as you can, because I heard this charming idiomatic expression from Kozani, from Cyprus, from Pontus.
That's great.
I said, goodness, we have to brought here some linguists from the universities to study this as a linguistic phenomenon.
And go ahead. And I wanted to ask you about going forward this year, in the year 2016, some of the things that may be on your calendar, some of the goals that you have for this year?
We have, well, there are a number of important things. The most important is in the month of June, we have after more than 1,000 years, the first synod or council of bishops from all autocephalous Orthodox churches in Crete for 1 week. That's a big thing.
I'm sure.
And after that, we have our clergy lady, our 43rd clergy lady in Nashville, Tennessee. So they are close to the place of folk music.
Right.
We are going to chant some wonderful Greek things to chant.
These are important conferences, and if you were to look into that crystal ball, Your Eminence, and to look at the future, way out there in terms of what you see, the vision that you see for the Greek Orthodox faith, what is it that you can share?
Well, it's a vision that has in front, of course, the vision is in front.
Yes.
We have a terrific background of thousands of years. So when I have been asked this question, I say now, if I am a Greek origin, American citizen person, and I'm asking the question, and I'm thinking of the succession of cultures, civilization produced by this Greek nation.
Yes.
I have to have more than one vision. I have to have a prismatic vision. Like a diamond.
That's a nice way to describe it.
Not a focus.
That's right.
It's sparkling. That's the case.
There you go. That's Troop 236, the band going by. We also saw the Society of Gastoria having 106 years. I want to make sure to note some of the people that are enjoying the parade here today as well.
Yes, we're listening to the music. We're also listening to His Eminence, Archbishop Demetrius. And, you know, I know that when you start looking towards the future, I know what's in your heart. I know as a spiritual father and a great leader that you have the hope and the dream of continuing our faith and seeing it grow even further with more understanding of what we're all about.
I thank you for using two verbs, continue and growing. I cannot see the thing continue without growing, without enhancing, without being more and more effective, more and more felt in our society. And to remember what I have been told by President Clinton, President Bush, and President Obama.
Yes.
You are carriers of a terrific thing as a Hellenic tradition and a terrific faith as Orthodox faith. We expect you to be substantive, continuing contributors to this life in our state.
For sure.
That's something that is there.
That is. You know, you mentioned the word growth. I remember going into the botanical garden, and there was a wonderful sign that said, the only sign of life is growth. And that's what we need, right? Amen.
Your Eminence, thank you. Your Archbishop Demetrius, we're so happy to have you. Thank you, Your
more than happy to be
Very
again.
honored.
Thank you so much to be here with us. God bless you for all the good work that you do.
See you, God willing, on the 18th.
Oh, we'll be here, and you'll be here too,
That's
all right?
We look forward to many
You
more,
bet.
Your Eminence.
We're ready for a little Greek music right now. We have some
That's
entertainment
right.
on
We have
board.
the Bondian Society
Yes.
of Dancers of New York. We're watching now the Bondian Society of New York. They're performing the Seta dance, an ancient Greek dance, Ernie.
Yes, and you know, it's so important because it's the most important dance to the Pontians, and it embodies what they call their fighting spirit. You can see it in their face, in their sense of pride, and the way they're dancing. And we congratulate their good work here too.
They also have wonderful instruments, the lira, that's played by Dimitri. We have the daouli, the player there, Panagiotti, and the dance teacher, Eleni, is there as well.
And we continue to listen to wonderful music here from our broadcast booth on 5th Avenue, the 85th Greek Independence Day Parade. Thank you, Pontian Society. We're taking a break. We're coming right back with more live coverage here on My 9.
Hi, my name is Nicoletolakis. My favorite thing about being Greek is my yaya's cooking. Happy Greek Independence Day. Zitui Lada.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the Atlantic Bank.
Hi, my name is Arati. And my name is Theodora. Our favorite thing about being Greek is being part of what Greece has given the world. Medicine, science, philosophy, theater, Olympic Games, democracy, and many, many more. Happy Greek Independence Day. Zito Yelava!
Back we are. Yeah, we're celebrating one more time. It's a wonderful day. Nick Gregory is with us, Mike Woods, Nicole Petalides, I'm Ernie Erastus, and we're looking at the sea of blue and white here on 5th Avenue on this beautiful Sunday. A little chilly out there, but it's still a gorgeous day. The Cretan societies of New York and New Jersey have passed us by, an island off southeast Greece in the Mediterranean, and marching with the Cretan societies of New York and New Jersey, the United Culturalist Education Committee, and also the Cretan Women's Association and the Cretan Sisterhood of Brooklyn. Plus, we have the Felixina of Staten Island.
And we're looking at Archangel Michael, and this is one of the churches I actually go to there in Long Island. The Port Washington, Manhasset community goes to Archangel Michael, part of the community as well, and we play them in basketball and the like. And we're watching the floats go by here today. And when we watch the dancers, there's so many different types of dances. The circle dance with their linked hands, the Galamationo from Kalamata,
one of my favorites.
Samiko, right, from northern Greek mountains with those smooth leaping steps into the air.
I dance a mean Samiko, I have to tell you that.
You know what? He should do that by the end of the show.
I think I'll try it.
In Crete, the Pentozali, and also in Pontos and Constantinople, the Hasapiko.
Lovely. You know, there again, we talk about the various organizations that are here. Right now, we're being joined by a very special guest. She is the president of the Atlantic Bank, Athanasia. We call her Nancy Papaioannou, and we welcome you to our broadcast booth as we celebrate a very special day. And you're back again. It's so nice to see your smiling, happy face, Nancy.
I'm so happy that I see all these people here, all Greeks and Cypriots united. It's an amazing day, and God and the Panagia that we celebrate together on 25th of March help us with the weather today.
You know, Nancy, you're absolutely right. It really is glorious, and we all enjoy being here. And now you've been in your role as president of Atlantic Bank for about a year now, and you're
almost
helping a couple of years now. You've led the bank now. You talk about the community and what an important role it is to help the community out, to get their loans, to get their businesses flourishing, and what it means to you.
Actually, I'm very proud for being Greek and preside over Atlantic Bank today. Atlantic Bank is the financial pillar of the Greek-American community and help the community grow. And we still here almost 100 years supporting them, follow their story, follow the success. And today that we belong to a very nice banking family, New York Community Bank Corp. We have the privilege and we are very lucky for supporting the cause of Atlantic Bank to be the oldest and biggest Greek-American bank in the United States.
And doesn't it make you feel good to see all of these smiling faces? Probably many are your customers, but they're all here to celebrate our day with their families and their friends.
Well, first of all, thank you for your support, the channel that gives us the opportunity to talk about heritage, tradition, and the history of Atlantic Bank. I'm very happy for being here and supporting the community. And I hope I will continue doing it.
We certainly hope you'll do that. And come back again, Nancy Papaioannou from the Atlantic Bank. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy, so much.
And we continue to celebrate the Hellenic communities of Brooklyn and Staten Island with the Park Ridge High School Band, St. Constantine and Helen Cathedral of Brooklyn, St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox National Shrine Church. We have so many communities that are represented here today. Nicole, we have a list of people that we want to make sure that we recognize. The Park Ridge High School Band, nicknamed the Owls, also Andros Society of the USA, and the Federation of Sria Hellas.
And we're also looking, we just saw the Manhasset Hellenic Society. We have Margot Katsamatidis waving to us right here next to our stand. And we want to thank our sponsors too, Michael and Robin Psados, Dennis and Karen Neal, Maria Alwyn, New York Community Bank, and the Orphanides, as well as many others.
You know, we were trying to teach Mike Woods some Greek, and he's done very well. And we both know how important it is to pass along that Greek language. And it's not easy because, you know, with all that's going on in our households, talk about social media and technology, you're competing with all of that. And then trying to share the language with the youngsters, whether they're your children or your grandchildren or even great-grandchildren, if you're fortunate, it's important to share that language. I like doing that. I'm glad that I learned to speak Greek when I was a young boy and have tried to pass that along to the family because there's so much to understand about the language, but also it also helped me with vocabulary when I was in school.
That's right, because over 50,000 English words are derived from Greek words as well. I mean, I know I sound like the movie, but the truth of the matter is that's absolutely right, and cosmopolitan and dynamic and charisma. But I actually worked on my Greek. It's not that great, but I actually worked on it when I used to go summer.
Yeah.
Summers in Cyprus.
Well, that's probably the best place.
When you're really immersed into the culture and into the life, that's where you really get it.
You know where I practice a lot of my Greek? With Nick Gregory. It's true. When we're up in the studio, many times before we go on the air, I'll spend some time with Nick. I'm usually with him for about 15 minutes before air. We call it our caffeineo. And if Nick is listening now, he knows what we're talking about. I usually sit there, right, Nick?
That's it.
And we have that conversation every day. And many times, Nick will go on the internet and actually will plug in internet radio from Greece.
That's right.
He'll get up and start dancing, and we just have a great time together. Nick?
And one of these days, I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to have a cup of Greek coffee waiting for you with some lukumadas.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
See you there, Nick Gregory, with Philip Christopher, the president of the Pan Supreme Association and International Coordinating Committee, Justice for Cyprus.
Yes, Philip Christopher is here. Philip, I've known Philip for many, many years, and former parade chairman, very involved with the parade. And, you know, Philip was a leader, really, in wireless technology going back to the 1980s. Great to see you, Philip. And,
nice to see you.
Nice to see you. And another great parade.
Absolutely. It's a great parade. God gave us a nice day. And, of course, in these 2 minutes, I just want to remind everyone that while we're celebrating our independence, a portion of Cyprus, 38% of the island, is still occupied by Turkish troops. We, of course, as you know, we work very hard to get those troops out of the island. There's still 200,000 refugees. And in this day and age, the Republic of Cyprus is the best ally of the United States. Meanwhile, Turkey has violated American law. They are violated by transporting the armaments to Cyprus and maintaining those troops. So it is our wish, and of course, that we will find a way to get those troops out of the island, reunify the island, and have Cyprus truly be independent. This is what our dream is. This is what we have been working for many years.
Well, I know you've been a big advocate of all that, and again, your efforts here with the parade as well. And we appreciate all that you do, and you know, and as you move forward in the future as well to your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate the good weather. I think you had something to do with it.
Well,
yes, good weather.
I'm just the messenger, but thank you. Nice to see you, Philip. Ernie, Nicole.
And you know what I love? You know, when you talk about Philip Christopher, and we talk about the Pan Cyprian Association. One of the things is soccer.
Soccer,
right,
yes.
soccer, and that is a big Greek sport, European sport, and it's not only the adults that play, and they have an adult soccer team, but they're bringing in the kids, to enjoy
they love it too.
the game. I played soccer in college.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool.
Yeah, I think, you know, sports are very important, and, you know, when we think about a lot of our young people involved, you mentioned basketball, you know, in many of the Greek communities. It's very competitive. It's a lot of fun. Gets the kids out together. I remember doing that when I was a youngster too, growing up, and it's the kind of memory that you have associating with your fellow Greeks. You know, all ethnic groups, as we were talking about, the same issues, and they all face the same thing. How important it is to keep their heritage and their culture alive, the language, the history is not easy, of course, but you have to make sure that you teach it. And I've been involved in a number of parades, from the Greek parade, from the Puerto Rican Day Parade, the Israel Day Parade, and we talk about the same things. And it's basically making sure that young people understand where they came from, respecting their elders, and that's so important too. Putting an emphasis, as we do with our family, with Yaya and Papu, that's so vital to hear from our seniors, their wisdom, their love for family. Aging is not always an attractive subject, but of course it needs to be rekindled and appreciated. And that's what we're trying to do by even having this parade on the air, where young people can go back and talk to their friends at school or talk to their family and have their sense of pride.
We were watching the Park Ridge High School band, nicknamed the Owls. Notable alums include actor James Gandolfini. Always enjoy watching that.
Yeah. You know, Mike Woods, you're back out there. We like your Greek. We like your spirit. You're doing a great job. Where are you right now, Mike?
I love it. I'm right here on the streets here with my pals. We have Dimitri and George. And wait, they were here last year, as a matter of fact. So they saw me out here on the street. How you doing, Dimitri?
Good.
Very good. You come out here every year, right?
Yeah.
It's a good time?
Yeah.
What's the best part?
The Warriors!
The Warriors! Wow, what about you, George? What do you think's the best part?
Warriors!
Oh, so these guys, are you guys Warriors yourself? Is that what's going on here? So wait, where are you from again?
Astoria!
Astoria? Okay, and your family's from Greece, obviously, have big Greek roots. Is this like the best day ever?
Yes!
All right. Now, who did you bring with you here?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, great. It's nice to see you 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. And what's this parade mean to you? I mean, it's great to pass the Greek tradition along to your family, to your young ones, right?
Passing our roots to our family and expressing where we came from. But again, this is the best country in the world. We're proud to be Greek Americans.
Love to have you all out here every year, year after year. Dimitri and George, you guys are fantastic. Yes.
Zito Elas.
Zito Elas. I just learned that today.
God bless America.
God bless America. And
long live Greece.
Evaristo. Did I get it right? I'm getting there. See? Ernie and Nicole and Nick, my Greek, it's picking up.
You're doing very well.
Thank you so much. Mike, we're thrilled.
I think the next thing we have to do with Mike is we have to get him dressed up in the traditional costume. I think we have to dress him up like an Evzone. I think that would be great.
He would, and you know, he fits the bill too, right? You have to be 6 feet.
Yes.
You have to, right? And
He's
there's
perfect.
a lot of things.
He's
He's
perfect.
right on with that. We are joined on set. You see a gentleman sitting next to us, and this is Honorable Bonzanellis, and he is also regional commander of the Order of St. Andrew of Apostle, Archons of the Ecumenical Patriarch.
Nice to have you here.
Happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, Ernie.
I know that Anthony Limbarakis is usually with us. He's
Yes.
traveling now, and it's nice to have you here with us.
He's our inspired leader.
Right.
And we appreciate everything that he does and our overall leadership from His Eminence, Archbishop Demetrius. This is a special year for us, Ernie and Nicole. It is the Order's 50th anniversary, established in March 10, 1966, by Archbishop Iakovos of blessed memory and Ecumenical Patriarch Athenagoras,
yes,
to recognize and confer the officium, the office of a patriarchal title, upon then 30 individuals. Today, the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle has grown significantly. And it's not just an honor. It's really more of a responsibility.
Yes.
I know you are an Archon.
An Archon as well, yes.
And we appreciate everything that you do on behalf of the Mother Church. And today we have a responsibility for religious freedom.
And I know that you're fostering that freedom and that understanding around the world, and also right here in our local communities.
That's exactly right. You know, the Ecumenical Patriarch, Bartholomew, suffers under restrictions of religious freedom. The Halki Seminary cannot be opened, has not been opened for more than 40 years. The Ecumenical Patriarch election is one that is subject to Turkish government oversight. We have a situation where properties are confiscated in Turkey, and even the title of ecumenical is not recognized by the Turkish government.
Theodore, what's being done in terms of any progress, and what kind of movement are you seeing after all this time?
This is what the order is doing. We have a number of initiatives. One is awareness, a social media initiative. And we are doing everything we can to get the message out.
Is that very helpful when you talk about social media? Because you're talking about 50 years now that this is the focus, but now social media can bring forward a message that's so important. It's a way to reach so many more people.
That's exactly right. And we have an initiative that we started this year in which we're hoping to reach not only everyone here in the United States, but also in the Middle East. You know, when we think about the Middle East, if you picture the map of Turkey and then to the south, Syria, Iraq, and Iran that borders Turkey, if you think about the ancient patriarchal sees of Alexandria, of Antioch, and of course, first among equals, Constantinople. This is where the heart of Christianity is. And now, individuals are suffering on a regular basis for religious freedom abuse in the Middle East.
Well, I know that, you are making such a terrific effort, and we hear about the progress from time to time, and it's nice that you came on today to give us an update. We congratulate you and the Archons for doing such an outstanding job.
Thank you. And
very important. Judge, we're very happy to have you, Zealous. We're very happy to have you. This is a very important goal.
Dr. Limbarakis sends his regards to you.
Thank you.
Our inspirational leader.
We miss him, and he'll be back.
We want to congratulate you on your Lifetime Achievement Award that you'll be receiving on April 22.
Thank you very much.
By the Folio.
Thank you so much. That's very kind.
By the Fair Media Council.
I hope to see you there, too.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Deserved, Ernie.
Thank you. Congratulations to your work,
Thank
too.
You.
All right. We have had so many floats passing us by. We wanted to make sure that we mentioned the Holy Trinity of Hicksville, the Greek Orthodox Holy Trinity Church there. And we also have the Pan-Eliakos Society of New York, St. Demetrius of Merritt, the Holy Greek Orthodox Church of New Rochelle, Father Nick. Father Nick, I think you're the best. That's my community, and Father Nick Engel, is just a real strong personality who really loves, especially working with young children. And he's doing an outstanding job there.
We're looking at the Ladies Philoptochos Society of Holy Cross right now, and Philoptochos is such an important part, really bringing the ladies together, working hard to serve the community and give back as well.
All right, let's go on over to Nick Gregory right now with another special guest for us. Nick.
Yes, I'm with the sort of the man of the hour here. This is the parade chairman this year, Vasilios Gournelos, and nice to see you. We had a meeting earlier this week to plan out the parade, and of course, weather was the big question, but it worked out okay.
Yes, it was, and today the sun of Greece is shining over New York. We have a magnificent parade. We have thousands of marches, band, quad. We couldn't ask for anything better.
Exactly. Well, I know we were looking for a big turnout this year, and it looks like we're looking at probably tens of thousands of people here.
It is. It's a bigger turnout than we anticipated, but the preparations we had for many more, so everything is great.
What's special about the parade this year to you? As chairman, what brings out the parade for you this year? What's special?
Well, the parade for this year, we gave an emphasis about the Greek culture and heritage. And besides, as you know, in Greece, the hundreds of thousands of migrants and the refugees that they go through, and also the persecution of the Christians in the Muslim lands. This is what made everybody to show up today here.
Well, thank you for your hard work to put the parade together. So far, it looks like a big success.
Well, thank you. It's a great success. Thanks to all New Yorkers. This is Parade of New York. Enjoy it, New York.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ernie and Nicole, thank you guys.
Congratulations, Vasilios. You know, Nick, we had several meetings preparing for this program. Nicole and Vasilios was instrumental in organizing all the different events and keeping people in place. And here it is today. already. We are seeing the smiling faces and the fruits of all that hard work.
And we're so thankful to everybody who actually comes out. It's, you know, it's easy to sit home and watch it and enjoy it, and we're so happy that everybody watches. But it's so important to get up and get out and march in the parade and show your pride.
Couldn't ask for a better day, too, right? We had the United Heo Society with the Saddlebrook Band joining us today. We also have a number of people who are, you know, coming out here today with their families, making this a family day, spending time in the city. Some of them are having a little picnic in the park later.
We see the Greek Afternoon School of Holy Cross going by, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get together after and have a good time. It's a way to bring everybody together as well.
Oh, sure. It's a wonderful opportunity. And, you know, the Pontian of New York and Connecticut also joining us today. We have so many different people that we like to mention. The Greek Orthodox Council of Electrical Workers. That's local number 3, IBEW. So we have a cross of all kinds of different organizations. And I know that they work hard because they have planning committees that prepare their floats and who's going to march, who's going to be part of this, picking out theme songs, for example, and making sure that they make their own contribution to this annual parade.
We're watching the Federation of Laconian Societies as well. And we saw Archangel Michael go by in the Hellenic communities of Brooklyn and Staten Island with the Park Ridge High School Band. And right now, we also see on camera there, Father and a group of people walking and celebrating their Greek heritage. And that's what we talk about, our culture and our heritage, which are both so important.
It is. It's very close. We are close to our faith and to our homes with icons and themiatos in our own homes as we, you know, find our own personal way to practice our faith. You know, also, the accent on Greeks, you can see it every day practically when you're looking at commercials for yogurt. Yogurt, it's everywhere. Every time I turn around, someone is always teasing me about that. You know, there's Greek yogurt, popular ads, great Mediterranean diet. That diet is also very important, too. Here's the Holy Trinity Church, Staten Island, New York, St. Nicholas.
And now we're also waiting, we say Galia Anastasi at this time as we await for our Greek Easter.
Yeah, we're getting ready for that.
On May 1st.
A little late this year, as we all know.
No doubt. May 1st is Greek Easter, and so everybody's fasting at this time.
Such a crucial time, too. It's a very important, solemn time for our church and for our faith. We prepare for that, you know, 40 days and certainly Holy Week.
Right.
And the celebration of Easter is huge, especially for me, since my name is Anastasios, which is the resurrection, so I celebrate my name day on Easter. And it's always been important. It always has. It's always been such a centerpiece for our faith.
And it's such an important tradition to pass on, when you pass on your religion and the culture. When we go out at night on Saturday night, right before we sing Christos Anesti, Christ is risen. And
it's so moving,
that's
isn't
at
it?
midnight we do that, and then on Sunday everybody gets to enjoy and celebrate that, and everybody finally eats the big lamb.
You know, and people enjoy Greek Easter, too. I have many who will ask me about it, and they celebrate it if they have Greek friends with the red eggs. That's always something that I have fun with.
And there's a lot of cooking going on.
Tremendous.
Do you know that the first cookbook was written by Archestratos in 330 BC?
That's going back.
Right? Which shows you how important cooking really is. And I mentioned this when I was on Fox and Friends. I had my mom and my husband. We did Greek Cypriot meatballs. And another little fun fact was that why do chefs wear white hats? Well,
why do they wear white hats? Tell us.
They used to go in with the monks and do some cooking there, but they had to distinguish themselves from the monks. So the chefs would wear the white hats.
Ah, there's the difference. So now we know.
That continued on.
A little factoid there. Thank you, Nicole. The churches that are being well represented here today include the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church of Rochester, participating for the first time in 20 years. Historic East Avenue in Rochester, New York. Welcome to you, St. Nicholas Flushing, with the Yonkers Military Band. That's your church.
That is my church, St. Nicholas Flushing. I mean, I also go to Manhattan to Holy Trinity and Archangel Michael and Mattituck. But St. Nicholas is really the one that we baptized our children, Father Paul Valesti there and Father Aristides. And it's a wonderful community, very big church as well.
It's a large community. All right, Nick Gregory is joining us right now, right down there on the parade route. I love the fact that he has so many different special guests stopping by. Nick, take it away.
I do, and we were listening to it before. You guys got to stop talking about food. You're getting me hungry. The good Greek food we can talk about. And our guest right now is Madeline Sinkas, newly won the election of District Attorney in Nassau County. Welcome to the parade.
Thanks so much, Nick. It's such a great honor to be here today.
Well, it's great to have you here, and I know that the Greek community was, quite supportive of your efforts to become the district attorney.
Absolutely. I couldn't have done it without them. They really supported me in every which way, got the word out, and we had a tremendous win, and it was a great election, and largely due in part to the Greek support that I received.
When you come to the parade, I always ask people, what's the takeaway? What does this mean to you when you see the crowds on the street here and in your own personal world of being Greek American?
Right, for me, I'm so proud. I marched here every year as a youngster from kindergarten through, like all of us, and now my kids are marching. So it's just something that I take such great pride in. It's such a great culture. We've contributed so much to the world, and this is the day where the world can look at us and say, you know what, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're continuing to make your mark, and everyone's a Greek today, so it's a great day.
Everybody's Greek. Well, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the parade.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, Nicole and Early, back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. We always like going out and finding out who's having a good time,
That's
what
right.
they're doing.
I just saw some of the floats going by there. I saw the Karpenisi Society, the Andros Society, the Federation Asteria Elas as well. So that's a big group.
We wanted to mention, too, because earlier the Greek School of Plato, Brooklyn, New York, they were joining us, too, a marching band. And it's second generation of children, sometimes third. The school has evolved from kindergarten to ninth grade and nursery, preschool children, Greek School of Plato in Brooklyn, New York.
And we're going to be going to some more dancers. Right now, we have the Cretan Association, Harmonia of New York. These are the Cretan dancers of New York. Right now, Cretan dancers of New York. Of course, Crete is the largest island of Greece, has its own dialect as well and traditions. Kritika.
Now, this is something that we all enjoy. I love to watch the dancing, and I like to look at the steps to see what they're doing, because I know a lot of the Greek dances, and some of them are very basic. Now, I like the way she's spinning around like that, sort of doing a solo out there. Bravo! Yasu, she's looking wonderful, and I love the costumes as well. Traditions are still carried out throughout our Cretan Americans, honoring their heritage, of course.
And these dances were performed 6,000 years ago to prepare the troops for war.
Yeah, and what you see here is
this is what they're reflecting.
That's exactly what it is. It's the, it's the feeling that you get when you listen to the music and you look at the dance steps. But as you pointed out, Nicole, a lot of this goes back into ancient times. These dances are, as you said, 6,000 years ago, as they prepared for war.
Fast rhythm and small steps is the key to this dance.
The Cretan dancers of New York at the 85th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, live from 5th Avenue. We're enjoying ourselves. We hope you are watching at home on My 9 and also streaming worldwide, my9nj.com. Hoppa! We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, my name is Nicolas. My favorite thing about being Greek is singing Greek songs. Fustanella Merazi, Yos Lavendis Tifori. Happy Greek Independence Day. Zito Elada.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John and Margot Katzimatidis Family Foundation.
Γεια σου. I am Chef Maria Loy of Loy Eστιατόριο. Octopus on the grill, χωριάτικη salad with feta, lamb chops, yogurt with honey. Follow the Greek diet. It's the real Mediterranean diet. Tasty, healthy, easy. That's what Greek cuisine is. Χρόνια πολλά. Happy Greek Independence Day.
And we're back. We are back with you. We're talking about food. And you know what? Gus brought us some food as we look at what's up there on our screen.
That's about the fact. That was talking about the first Greek cookbook, Archestratos, from 330 BC. And Maria Loy, who was just on, has over 35 cookbooks and was a big proponent as well in the Olympics.
And doing very well, too. We love her recipes, love her cookbooks. What do we have here now? We're looking at some baklava and finikia.
I see kouroupiades.
Yes. This is something that I have to try. I wonder if I should try it while I'm on the air. I love this so much. This is great. These are so many great traditional dishes.
From
Thank
New
you,
York
Gus.
Deli. And you know, one thing we should note about Greek desserts is that there's not artificial sweeteners. It's not corn syrup. These are natural oils. They come from natural cheeses and nuts. And the light honey is a big part of Greek desserts as well.
And I love these butter cookies here right now. This is these are kouroupiades.
I see.
And
Nick,
I love koularaki as well.
Guess what?
Nick, what do you have?
I have a kouroubia right here.
Oh yeah.
These are the powdered sugar on top. So it does create a tiny bit of a mess, but it's oh so worth it. I mean, these are great with coffee. And you mind if I take a bite?
Go ahead, take a bite. I want to take one with you. How's this? Okay. You know what? You talked me into it. Let's do it together. Okay.
All right. You're on.
They're living on the edge. These two. Powdered sugar everywhere. You know, you have to enjoy. I mean, these are all of the types of Greek foods that we talk about.
I may just leave you, Nicole, and just sit back and eat now.
These are the desserts that you're eating now. But olives, feta cheese, lamb and goat. Lamb and goat actually were among the biggest types of food because of the climate, and that's what was available. But in the ancient days, they would also have pig, duck eggs, and oysters as well.
You know, people talk about the Mediterranean diet, how important it is. And you were talking about some things there that are so delicious. And there are ways to prepare it, so it's really healthy for you. But Mediterranean is very popular these days. I know I try to do that, but sometimes it's not that easy. Father Nick Anctil passing us by right now from the Holy Trinity Church in New Rochelle. And Mike, he got some food finally?
He did, Mike. All right, Mike, I want to hear what he thinks of it.
I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Now it's a cookie of some sort, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
let's take a look at it. What is it?
Okay, so here it is.
Finiki.
Finiki?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Finikia.
It's delicious, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
walnuts, honey,
little
walnuts,
ginger.
Yeah, a little ginger. Well, maybe.
Some walnut? No.
Right. Well, some people have different recipes.
Okay.
But how does it taste, Mike?
Very good. It's fantastic.
What do you think?
Well, I can't believe they only gave me 4.
I'll come down and help you. How do you like that?
He's so healthy. I don't think he eats too many Greek cookies.
You'd be surprised. I just put down an apple pie.
Oh,
Sunday,
man.
you know, it's my cheat day. Absolutely delicious, and that's one of the things about, you know, my visits, my visit to Greece. I stopped in Athens as well as Santorini and Mykonos one time. Well, that's not enough. I have to get back there this summer, and I can't wait to try the cuisine. Actually, the cleanest cuisine as well, as I made my travels through Europe on that particular trip. So it's so delicious, but I love a cookie.
Well,
They were
Mike,
holding back on me.
Well, when we finish up the broadcast, okay, we'll sit around, maybe we'll grab a cup of coffee and have some of these desserts go very well with coffee.
Hey, Ernie, I've been working on my Greek here.
Go ahead.
So I just learned this from George here, the parade chair.
Yes.
I alava pote den peteni.
Oh, Greece never dies.
Good. That is very good.
That's excellent. Long live Greece, and Greece never dies.
Long live Greece, exactly.
We love that.
So very good. Thank you very much.
Mike, you're getting an A today. Astro, yes, you're doing great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's fantastic out here. More fun to come here. But George here, he's my man. He's keeping me straight here. So
we're seeing a lot of people here going
The
by.
Archbishop said that we were going to have great weather today, and all of a sudden, look, it's beautiful, beautiful weather.
George, I mean, you knew this was coming. You weren't worried about that rain yesterday in the sleet, right?
No, as soon as the Archbishop almost a month ago said today's going to be beautiful, I knew even though it was snowing yesterday, it was going to be beautiful today.
It is beautiful, and this is a beautiful parade, and you know, being the parade chair, you are so proud to pass the tradition of Greece along, right?
Yes, absolutely. And keep it going for our children's children here in New York City with you and everyone else that makes it great.
Very good, George. Thank you very much. I mean, I've been here. He even knew I've been here for 15 years and been a part of it. I used to, when I was out in the street, be out. I was very welcomed out in Astoria and all around New York. But the Greek community out there in Astoria, fantastic to me. So,
anytime you want to come for Greek food, we'll set it up. And from what I see here, you have a very big following.
It's true. I'm being told that I could run for mayor. I mean, I don't know, Nicole and Ernie, what do you think?
I think you could do that.
Throw my name in the hat.
I think you can handle
that. Greek vote.
I got the Greek vote.
No doubt.
Thank you very much, George.
Thank you both. Thank you so much. We're seeing the people from Chios now. This is the United Chios Societies. We're also seeing the Saddlebrook High School band there. And Chios, border island of the Aegean, where the Greek sun rises.
Chios is beautiful. I've been to that island. They have something there called mastika. And it's very, the gum, and there are a lot of other products from the tree. But it's a beautiful island, and it's very warm, and there are a lot of New Yorkers on the island of Chios. If you go into the harbor area, all the little stores you drop by, you're meeting people from Astoria and other different parts of New York. I was very surprised, and it made me feel good. I felt right at home. But the people there, again, very warm, beautiful scenery. The food is wonderful.
And it looks
another
so
great
different.
island.
It looks so different from Santorini. Santorini is the traditional blue and white with the dome shaped tops.
Yes.
And Chios is very black and white with a lot of geometric shapes. The architecture there is absolutely beautiful.
And the shipping is a very big industry, too. And there are so many shipping magnates who are from the island of Chios. The Federation of Hellenic American Organizations of New Jersey are also joining us today, marching with the Passaic County Band. We want to mention St. Andrew Eastern Orthodox Law Enforcement Federation and also St. George of Piscataway, the Greek Orthodox Church there. Thank you for being here. St. John, the Theologian of Tenafly, a great organization from our Tenafly, New Jersey area.
And St. Petros, the Apostle Greek Orthodox Church of the Bronx. We have everybody in here. Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Connecticut, New Jersey. And we even saw people coming in from Montreal to celebrate today.
And college organizations, too, Nicole. We have the Rutgers University of Hellenic Cultural Association, part of this program today, and the College of New Jersey Hellenic Student Association. They just celebrated their third Greek festival with Greek food and dance performances there. So hats off to the College of New Jersey Hellenic Student Association.
And we're looking now at the Pontian of New York, Connecticut float as well. We talk about Bondas and the Brigueros dances that we focus on as well. Yep.
Smiling faces, Greek flags are waving everywhere, along with the American flag. Greek Americans are very proud of their contributions that their motherland has made, and we hear a lot of different stories about things that we talked about, whether it's democracy, athletics, theater, arts, mathematics, medicine, so many different areas.
I want to continue to thank some of our sponsors that make this happen. The Lucis Asset Management, Archbishop Iakovos Leadership 100 Endowment Fund, Federal Law Enforcement Foundation, Anthony Bergamo, Chairman, John Sunis, who we had on with us from Gold Coast Bank, Pepsi, and the last two are, of course, Nicholas and Anna, the Boros Foundation, and John and Margot Katzenitidis.
Thank you all very much for helping
this possible
and supporting this. Again, I wanted to go back to make sure that we mention some of the groups, organizations, and churches that are here from New Jersey. Back again, we were talking about a number of colleges and college associations. Montclair University of Hellenic Society, we thank them for being here. The Institute of Technology Hellenic Cultural Association, William Patterson University Hellenic Cultural Association, and also St. Andrew Greek Orthodox Church of Randolph, New Jersey. They serve Morris and Sussex County there.
And as we look at all of the communities walking together, one of the things that really that caught my attention was the intercollegiate Hellenic Society of America. And these are all the colleges together that bring their groups together. Hofstra University has one, Manhattan College, St. John's, NYU, Stony Brook, Queens, CCNY, Fordham, Hunter, Columbia, and Binghamton. They're all here, these Hellenic societies and Greek clubs from all the different colleges, the Intercollegiate Hellenic Society of America. I don't know if we'll get to see them, but so proud of them for holding on to their Greek heritage.
We are.
Of course, being proud Americans as well.
They do that. It's also a great way, Nicole, let's face it, great way to meet other people.
Ernie says
Let's
with a laugh.
not forget about that, right?
Ernie says with a laugh.
The Hellenic Times dance has always been a place where young people would meet, and eventually we had stories about, engagements and marriages and families, and they come back. I mean, the Hellenic Times has had the dance and the scholarship for over 20 years.
Right.
They've really celebrated.
Given millions to children to continue with their education.
They've done a lot of good things.
I will say that my husband and I crossed paths there many years ago.
See, I'm not too far off the mark.
You weren't too far off. So Mike Woods is on the parade route here with a very special guest. Mike.
Yes, I'll tell you what, Nicole, we're all set to go. I have out here with me right now Anastasia. Now, you sing the national anthem, both the Greek and the American out here. You did a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Well, I'm very proud to be here celebrating the Greek Independence Day.
Yes.
On Fifth Avenue in New York, what best than that?
Yes. Now, you've been in these States for how long now?
Well, it's 3 years now that I'm spending half a year in Greece and half in New York.
Okay.
And it's a great honor for me, actually a great honor to be invited and to sing the national anthem of the American national anthem and the Greek national anthem.
And again, you did a wonderful job, and you have such a great crowd out here. I mean, every year the weather is beautiful, it's sunny, but it's a little bit cool, but it's fantastic outside. What's the energy like to you?
Well, it's a big day for us because now America, New York, everybody's looking to Greece. And I always represent the Greek culture and Hellenism wherever I go, wherever I sing around the world. But New York, it's definitely the center of the world.
And you encourage folks from here and everywhere to come to Greece, right?
Of course. You should visit us in Greece this summer, and you should come.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You give me a full list of things to do, right?
Of course, so many things to do, so many places, so many islands to go.
And the people out there, unbelievably friendly.
You can see the people also here. Greeks are very kind, and you can enjoy. You become friends very easily.
Very good. Well, I have like 1 million new Greek friends out here. Anastasia, thank you so much for coming out here. Wonderful job again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Best.
You're right. You're right. That's right, absolutely. That's St. Demetrius Cathedral of Astoria. She did a beautiful job.
Yeah,
with
she
both
was
the Greek
wonderful.
And national anthem and the U.S.
Great
national
voice,
anthem.
great voice and great spirit. I like what she said, too, as we're watching this parade live on Fifth Avenue today. I'm just spinning my chair around and taking a look and waving to everybody out here. I mean, this is a front row seat, and I love being in this spot. Hi, how are you? Wave your flags. We love to see you. Yasu, Zito Yalads. Come on by. St. Demetrius Cathedral of Astoria and the Joy Organization, Junior Orthodox Youth.
That's right. Those girls there are wearing Champs sweatshirts.
Yeah, they are.
There's some pretty great basketball.
Let's see you wave.
Right.
Let's see you wave.
The future Brianna Stewart. UConn, here they come.
Hi. Goya, Joy, basketball, soccer, volleyball, scouting, afternoon school, Sunday school. That's what they have. This is St. Catherine and George Greek Orthodox Church. Hi, everybody. Congratulations.
And in Greek school, they learn the language, they learn the religion, and they learn the history and the legends. And they hear about Aphrodite and Apollo and Athena. And these are the types of things where they learn the 9 daughters of Apollo, representing the gifts of music, writing, dance, drama, history, and astronomy.
And it's nice, to learn that when you are young. And, you do remember that. Many times, I'll think back and I'll say, I'll remember something and I'll say, I saw that or I heard about that when I was like 10 years old or 12 or even 7 or 8. These things last and they're very impressionable. Nick Gregory, we're going right back back to you, back down there on the parade route. I know you're having a great time today with a lot of guests.
I'm having a wonderful time, and you just mentioned all those wonderful names, and my wife's name is Athena, right? The goddess of wisdom. Why she married me, I have no idea. Anyway, well, one of our guests today is Anthula Katsamatidis. Anthula, I've known Anthula for a long, long time. We actually used to be in a folk dance group together. How about that? A long time ago.
Kick up his heels, all right.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself. But Anthula is, you may have heard her voice in the background. She's doing the announcing. We used to announce the parade together at the podium years ago, too. And you're an actor, and you're a writer, and you're a proud Greek from?
Proud Greek from Nisidos. Nisidos, which is in the Vildacanis. It's a tiny little island, but it is fantastic.
That's wonderful. And thank you again for your work with the parade today and all your involvement, too. So I know you do a lot of things for the community.
I do. I've announced the parade for probably close to 15 years, if not more. And it is just an honor to be here and to give a shout out to all the wonderful young Greek Americans, you know, because we have two identities, Nick, and so it's really important to be proud to be an American and also be proud of where we came from. Proud to be Greek, proud to be on Fifth Avenue. It's a beautiful day for a parade.
And that's something that starts from when you're young. You know, you see the little ones that are coming by behind us here, and there you go, Zito Alada, right? So, you know, long live Greece. So you see the pride in it.
You really do. You really do. It starts at a very young age. I mean, I'm so happy that my parents instilled that in me, and I'm so happy that the tradition continues and people come to Fifth Avenue to celebrate their pride.
Well, thanks again for your work, and when we going to dance again?
Anytime you want.
All right. Ernie, Nicole, back to you.
Nick, I wanted to ask Anthula, too, about a play that she was in several years ago that I went to see. Ask her about that.
Ernie wants to ask you about a play that he saw you in years ago, and he wants to ask you about that.
Hi, Ernie.
Hi,
you can ask anything you want. What play did you see?
Well, I'm trying to remember. It was a few years back. I remember coming to a small theater and watching you perform. It was great. You were great.
A small theater where you used to perform.
Oh,
you remember the play?
Yeah, it must have been 59 East 59th Street, I think.
I think so.
That was the
well, he's giving you rave reviews.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Terrific.
Anthula.com.
Anthula.com. They got that out, too.
We're so proud of it. So proud of Anthula and so many of the Greek actors. We mentioned Tina Fey and Nia Vardalos. We had Elena Kampouris here on the Greek, on My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 float.
Yeah, that's doing very well, too. A lot of people have gone to see it with good reviews. Nia Vardalos has done a great job with that.
No doubt. And how about John Stamos, Olympia Dukakis, and Melina Kanakaridis?
We have a good list there, don't we?
Don't we?
Yes, we do, and we're very proud of all of them. Hey, we also want to mention, again, a number of floats that are here because there are more than almost 50 floats today. We want to try to get them all in there as the time flies. St. Nicholas of Roseland, St. Nicholas, Constantine, and Helen of Roseland, New Jersey. It started back in 1918. It has grades K through 6. They certainly have a beautiful choir. They meet regularly for practice like so many churches do, and they're Daughters of Penelope chapter as well. St. George of Trenton, Greek Orthodox Church in Trenton, New Jersey. Thank you for being here. Father James Pavlo, Father Jimmy as they call him. Thank you so much. And the Holy, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say, we have the Greek Orthodox Council coming up. You can see them marching right there as well with their banner.
Beautiful church in Westfield, New Jersey. I've been to it. It's the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church there. It's about 20 miles west of New York City. Beautiful area, and it's a lovely church. Strong youth ministries. Sunday school has approximately 225 students, and they have their own Greek school there with 90 students participating. So thank you, Holy Trinity of Westfield, New Jersey.
And we're going to be looking later on St. John the Baptist Greek Orthodox Church, New York City, St. Eleftheros Greek Orthodox Church, also in New York City, and the New York City Police Department Highway Patrol will be with us.
You know, when you start reading off so many of the churches that are being represented here today, there are quite a few. And we know that many of them, and Nick and I certainly try and talk about them on the air when we can, they have their Greek festivals every year, raising money for their church, and they have a lot of different drives, whether they're food fairs, educational programs, very busy within the communities. And hats off to the priests that are in the community and all the hardworking members, lady societies, all the different organizations. Thank you for what you do.
And there's the Greek School of Plato, Brooklyn, New York.
Right. Great history.
One of the other songs that the Alpha Band will be singing is Naton Nikosiana. Like that one.
That was nice. Thank you very much to the Greek Orthodox Church of Ascension of Fairview, New Jersey, joining us here today. In 2012, they celebrated their 15th anniversary of the construction of their new church, Fairview, New Jersey, and also St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church of Wyckoff, New Jersey. They began, actually, a lot of these churches have this type of history. They had 67 founding families. That was back in 1969, and now there are over 600 families, growing all the time. And they have their little Sunday school program, the Greek afternoon school, the Goya, the Philoptikos, all of the organizations that help, make our churches so special.
And they spread the Greek ideals of philanthropy, education, family, language, community service. And volunteerism is so important as well. It's not just about money, but putting your time in there. And and it could be one or the other. If you don't have the money to give, you can just go there and go to the church and give your time.
There are
such a big
many ways to contribute. That's right.
Absolutely, big contribution.
Many ways to do that. I think, Nicole, one of these years, we're going to have to go down there and march in the band. March with the band and maybe be on one of these floats. What do you think? Would you like to try that? And we'll put somebody else up in the booth here, and then we'll just be part of the procession. I would love to do that.
I would
just wave to all the people. I'm doing that right now.
I would enjoy
waving to everybody here. Great job, guys. Listen to the band. Beautiful day for a parade. 85th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade. Families, friends, church parishioners, dignitaries, well-wishers. We honor the many churches and cathedrals, of course, in the tri-state area for their outstanding work in their communities. Taking a short break, coming back live with more on My 9.
Hi, my name is Kostas Georgiadis. My favorite part about being Greek is Greek dancing.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the Atlantic Bank.
Hi, my name is Mariana. My favorite thing about being Greek is the language, the food, and the dancing. Hi, my name is Kalliopi Teleko. My favorite thing about being Greek is eating the pasticho my aunt makes and the spanakopita my mama makes. 25 Μαρτίου. Ζήτω η ελευθερία.
White flags all along Fifth Avenue.
No doubt, and that was Marilena and Kalliopi. How cute were they? Marilena and Kalliopi, and they were talking about the spanakopita and the Big Fat Greek wedding. Do you remember the scene where she goes to the college fair and all her family comes and they bring spanakopita?
Only with the Greeks, right? Okay, what do we have?
Cool
I love this beautiful shirt. Who gave you that? The two flags.
I don't know, Nate, but I thought it was really cool. That's cool, right? It's got the USA flag and the Greek flag.
It looks great. We have the Greek flags. We have a lot of hats that are being tossed around today. Blue and white. That's the color. And we certainly are dressed for the occasion as well. Nicole, I like your dress. Looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we always have one. This is such a joy and an honor to be with everybody. Ernie and I look forward to this every year. Rain, sleet, snow, sunshine,
and we've done it all.
We don't have heaters today.
Right.
It's a little shivery.
A little chilly,
but you know what? I'm enjoying it very much.
I think so. I think, the spirit of the day really does it all. And the sun is shining. It's beautiful. Nick is out there. We can't go wrong with Nick and Mike out on the street. Hey, Nick, let's send it right back to you right now.
Yeah, thank you so much. And, beautiful day, like I said. It's been 90 degrees one year. We've had rain other years, but we've been pretty lucky. And behind me, you've been hearing them all during the parade. It's Alpha Orchestra, and they're going to be performing a song now called Tasmirineka Tragudia. This is actually very cool for me because this is from Smirni, which is from Asia Minor, which is where actually my family is from. Opa! Alpha Orchestra. Again, that song was from where my family's from in Asia, my grandparents. So not so bad. So special meaning.
It brings you back home, huh?
It brings me back home. Speaking of home, you're going to Greece this summer, right?
I'm going to Greece. I'm going to Meizonos at least. I think I'm going to spend about a week out there. Any other places, any hot spots you think I should stop?
Any place.
Any place.
Any place you go in Greece is good. Santorini is nice. All the islands are nice. Mainland Greece is beautiful, too.
Okay.
Spend a little time in Athens.
Absolutely.
You want to see the Acropolis. You want to go to